There you go.
Oh no, tell me when you're ready.
The red switch.
We should be good now. Let me know if you don't hear us.
Okay, we had a little technical difficulty here. Call to order the meeting, reorganization meeting and swearing in meeting of January 3rd, 2022. If we could all rise and say the pledge of allegiance. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, can we have a roll call?
David Recupero,
Present.
Sylvia Provenza. Present. Ray Suchovich,
Here.
Dave Matlin,
Present.
Trish Redzek Showalter. Present. Joey Warren,
Present.
Vince Flota,
Present.
Rhoda Wharf. Present. Craig Alexander,
Here.
Christine D. Runk, present.
Okay, at this time, I need a motion on the floor to elect president of council.
I will elect David Matlin for council.
Mayor, we didn't do the pledge.
We
Huh?
just did.
Okay, can I have motions again?
I will elect David Matlin for president of council.
Is there any other nominations on the board? Okay, all in favor to elect president Dave Matlin? Say aye.
Aye.
Any questions?
Any opposed?
Anyone?
Any no's?
Yeah, any no's? Congratulations, you president.
Motion unanimous.
Yes,
Congratulations.
congratulations. I also need a motion for vice president of council.
I'll nominate Joey Warren.
Make a motion for Sylvia Provenza, vice president.
I'll make a motion. Okay.
Any other? Thanks, Judge.
I nominate
Thank
Joey
you.
Warren.
Okay. We're gonna have to let's do roll call, I guess.
Roll
Or
call. I said roll call vote.
Yeah, we're gonna do a roll call. We'll start down at this end for Sylvia.
So we're gonna do an up and down vote on Sylvia. If she passes, she's the vice president. If it doesn't pass, then we'll do an up or down vote on Joey Warren.
So if you want to start, you
For Sylvia.
okay, Ray?
For Sylvia, aye.
Hold on.
No, wait a minute. No,
Rhoda was asking a
I
question.
was asking a question
Oh,
for
I'm sorry.
Sylvia. I'll say no.
Okay. Ray,
Yes.
Sylvia,
Thank you, but I decline.
Dave,
No.
Yes.
Vince, Trish,
Yes.
and Joey.
No.
Sorry, I didn't hear you.
No.
Okay, so we have 3 no's and 3.
You have 4 no's. 'Cause Sylvia
Okay, she
voted no.
declined. Okay. Yes. So we will move on to a a vote on
Joey Warren.
Joey Warren. Mr. Warren, we can start with you,
Yes.
okay? Trish,
No.
Vince,
No.
Dave,
Yes.
Sylvia,
Yes.
Ray,
No,
I'm sorry, what?
no,
And Sylvia, I'm sorry, Rhoda.
Yes.
So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 yeses and 3 noes. So Mr. Warren
Congratulations.
is the vice president.
Congratulations.
And at this time, I'm going to turn the meeting over to our president, elect Mr. Matlin. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir. We shuffle around or?
Yeah.
Take your name, please.
Okay. Say.
You can just say where you were.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Just stay where I'm at. That's fine.
We don't have to move the computer.
Okay. Thank you all. The next item on our agenda, I'll refer you to the stack of motions and our resolutions in front of you. The first is a motion to approve, or I'll ask for a motion to approve resolution 2022-01. And this is a motion, this is a resolution to retain Christine Durunk as Borough Secretary.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Okay, first by Mrs. Worth and second by Mrs. Rejek Showalter. Any questions? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any noes? Motion passed. The next is resolution 2022-02 to retain Craig Alexander of Bruce Dice and Associates as solicitor.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Okay, first was by
Ray.
Mr. Suchovich. And second was by,
Sylvia.
okay, any questions? Nope. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any noes? Okay, motion passed. Thank you. The next is resolution 2022-03 to retain Matthew Pitch and Senate Engineering as consulting engineer for the borough.
I'll make that motion. Second.
First by Mrs. Worf, second by Mrs. Provenza. Any questions? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any noes? Motion passed. The next is resolution 2022-04 to retain S&T Bank as the official bank of the borough.
I'll make that motion.
Second,
Okay, first by Ms. Rezak Showalter, second by Mr. Suchovich. Any questions?
I have a question. Have we investigated any other banks up to date or not? Or do we want to keep them and then do our homework later?
That one.
Okay,
It's on the list of things to research. but
okay,
Not
okay,
for today.
okay.
Any other questions? Okay. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any noes? Okay, motion passed. The next one is resolution 2022-05 to designate Valley News Dispatch, Trib Total Media, and Pittsburgh Post Gazette as the official papers of the borough.
I'll make that motion.
second,
Okay, first by Mrs. Worf, second by Mr. Suchovich. Any questions? Nope. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No. Motion passed. The next is resolution 2022-06 to designate 7 PM on the second Tuesday of each month as the day and time for the regular business meeting, and 7 PM on the last Tuesday of each month as the day and time for the workshop meeting.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
First by Mrs. Wharf, second by Mrs. Provenza. Any questions? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any noes? Motion passed. Okay, the next is resolution 2022-07, designating signatories for checks.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second it.
Okay, first by Mrs. Provenza, second by Mrs. Wharf. Any questions?
To
I have a
clarify,
question. I'm sorry, go ahead.
the signatories, again, will be mayor, president, vice president. And
Sorry, yes, I probably should have read the whole thing. So this is a resolution that designates the following persons as signatories for writing checks: Borough Secretary, Council President, Council Vice President, and Mayor.
thank you.
No stamps. Okay,
We discontinued that
Okay, good,
last year,
good.
so.
all right.
Any other questions? Okay. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any noes? Okay, motion passed. 7. Okay. The next is a resolution 2022-08 to appoint someone as vacancy board chair. So we would need to nominate that person to be included.
I'll
this
nominate
resolution.
Nancy Carpenter.
Okay.
Do we need a second?
Do
I
we need a
don't think-
second on
okay.
that, Craig?
Yes, it's a
It's a resolution.
resolution.
Okay. So this is a resolution to designate Nancy Carpenter to be chair of the vacancy board, first by Mrs. Provenza and second by Mrs. Wharf.
Mhm.
Correct. Any questions? No? All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Aye. Any noes? Okay, motion passed. And the last, we don't have a resolution, but this is a motion to, well, if someone would like to make a motion to approve the purchasing of a Borough Zoom account at a cost of $180 per year.
I'll make that motion.
Okay.
Okay. First by Mr. Suchovich. Second by
I'll make the second.
by
Okay.
Mr. Warren. Any questions? I'll just comment and clarify that currently we've been using my Zoom account, which I pay for out of my own pocket. I think it was suggested that we have a Borough Zoom account to keep things more clean and within the borough office, and I don't hear any objections to that, so
Not at
I
all.
think that's a good idea.
Thanks for letting us use yours.
Yeah, thank you.
No problem.
Thanks, David.
Thank.
Any questions or other comments?
Mm-mm.
Okay, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any noes? Okay, motion passed. The only, that's it for the reorganization resolutions in motion. Did I cover everything? Okay. The only item for discussion. Okay. It was brought up a suggestion to potentially for future meetings to look to move to a Zoom only format, considering the recent increase in COVID case counts in our area. So I'd like to hear any thoughts, yay or nay, from council and mayor on that.
Solicitor, what's the recommendation for advertising a public meeting to say whether it's either in person or virtual?
I think that if you're going to do it via Zoom, you should put that in your advertisement. When we were previously Zoom, I always put in the advertisement that we were Zoom until we're not Zoom. I don't have an opinion as to this borough as to whether you should go to a Zoom only format or whether you shouldn't. But we will put it into the advertisement. We will put it on the borough website if it does shift to Zoom only, because right now that's not included in any language.
I just didn't know if there's a advance notice of so many hours or days that you have to provide that it is virtual versus being in person for people that would be here.
It's just advertisements are only required to be in the newspaper for 24 hours for meetings, 7 days for ordinances.
Understood.
So would we have to re-advertise if we switch back and forth? Like
No.
if we were to say, for instance, if we were to start out Zoom only and then in a
No.
month or two decide to go back to.
No,
Okay,
you would not. You just
Okay.
put it on your website.
okay,
But you would in your ordinance, which is when you tell people that there's an ordinance, that you can pick up an ordinance, if the borough office is not closed, then you'll say office is closed, make arrangements to pick up the borough ordinance by email or something like that. That's what I've done in the past.
okay.
I'm all in favor of keeping it the way it is now. In person.
Okay.
I don't know, I just think it's better. We're all together.
Anyone else have thoughts either way?
I didn't hear what the recommendation was. I'm sorry.
I believe Mr. Sefcovic recommended keeping it the way we are right now, correct?
Yes.
And at our own discretion, we could be virtual right now as a council. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Is it 4 present as a majority to sustain
If
the option, or if we have more or less, like, how does that work for a
I don't
telecommunication?
know. I don't know whether there's still an emergency declaration in place. I do not believe that there is. Under the borough code requires a physical majority.
Right.
In order for council members to appear virtually. That was changed via the emergency declaration that allowed everybody to stay home if you wanted to. So I will check on that, but under the borough code, you're required to have a physical majority.
Right. So if that was lifted, we'd have to reconsider, but I'd suggest we keep as we are now, then at the discretion of the solicitor. If cases get worse, we know what the options actually are. But I'm okay for in person for the next 2 meetings this next month.
Anyone else? Thoughts either way? Okay. Then I'll recommend that we continue as is for now, pending any update from Mr. Alexander. And we'll reevaluate, as things change. If things get worse, then we may look to do that. Just so that, people don't feel like they have to come to the borough building when it may not be, they may feel if they have any hesitations. So, okay.
And that would be hosted under the new borough Zoom account then, so the link would be new and different. Okay. And who would host that as host? Would it still be you as president?
It would be the borough's account, which I believe Christine would
Host
Yeah.
virtually.
manage.
Yeah, and it wouldn't even be me. It would be just a generic like admin account. So it will live with the borough even after I win Powerball and retire to a beach.
But I think is your question, who would be running it like from this setting?
Correct. At 6:45, I'm just wondering who's going to be up and running and there as the person hosting the meeting now that it's a borough account.
I mean, it can be anybody because we'll just have the sign in for the borough and.
Who's
and
gonna
we'll have to-
call on the people at home to
And record.
speak, and who's gonna?
I mean, that's for us to decide. Like right now, Dave's doing it and his, prior role was VP. So Joey,
I think
maybe it's
that's what
you.
it is.
And I say it probably won't be me just because I'm doing minutes at the same time.
Well,
So we'll have to figure that out logistically.
yes, I think back when we were doing it all virtual, I think it's still, if the council president's running the meeting,
Mhm.
or if in absence of the council president, the council vice president, they would still,
Hold the meeting.
hold the meeting and call to order, the pledge, go through the agenda, call on audience members to speak. when they
makes
raise their
sense.
hand. So, yeah, I think what you're saying is that it could be set up that anyone can just join. You won't need the admin to initiate the meeting, right?
Right, and I mean, that can be made available to people too. It's not, doesn't
Yeah.
need to be a secret.
Yeah,
And so, you know, it'll always, somebody will have the login information.
yeah.
Thank you.
And I do think I think to keep it the way it is, just to remind everyone that we do have the camera and we will continue to do the hybrid meetings whenever we're in council chambers so that people can join like they have tonight via Zoom. So that's, that's always an option. So, okay. All right, thanks everyone for the input. You had something else?
Yeah, I just have two FYIs. The first is, for those of you that don't have a finished nameplate, I will be ordering nameplates. So those will be in, it'll take a couple of weeks to get them. So that's one bit of information, because I know there were some questions about that. And the other is the 35th annual winter dinner meeting of the Allegheny Valley North Council of Governments is going to be held on Saturday, January 22nd. We need to RSVP by Monday, January 17th. For anybody that wants to attend, the cost is $45. So if you would like to attend, it's my understanding that individuals would be paying for themselves. The borough is not paying for this. So if you want to go, please bring a check for $75 to me, payable to the borough of Verona. And let me know by January 17th so that I can get this over to the COG and they can make plans. It will be held, I believe they said, yeah, at Harbor House. So so let me know if you're interested in attending and we'll get that going.
Is it $75? I thought it was $45.
45.
70, or sorry, did I say 75?
Mhm.
Sorry, it's $45. Yeah, I don't even know where I got a 75 out of that. $45 per. That's it.
All right, so at this time, council will hear comments from the public. Please approach the podium or raise your virtual hand. Clearly state your name and address and limit your comments to 3 minutes, please.